Hi girlies! Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special video because we're going to be reviewing my entire Van Cleef collection. I'm going to be introducing each piece in the order that I got them in and then describing why I wanted to get that, like what was the thinking behind wanting to add that piece into my specific collection. I'll also be showing you how I style everything with some of my favorite outfits from Goelia, which is today's part sponsor. That includes this super cute little number, and then in the end I'll be talking about what's next on my Van Cleef wish list, as well as if I have any predictions on what the 2024 holiday pendant might be. So let's get started, but before we do, hi, I'm Somidoshoppers. I make videos once a week on luxury fashion. I love taking you guys around SF with me, sharing all the little purchases I make along the way, so if you love all things luxury, I would love it if you subscribe so you do not miss out. So the very first piece that I ever added to my Van Cleef collection was actually not purchased by me. It was actually a gift from my now fiance. It was the very first gift that he ever gifted me, so it has a lot of sentimental value, but it's actually tucked away, hidden under this gorgeous little sleeve, but it is the rose gold sweet hammered alhambra bracelet in rose gold. Before we go over why I wanted this bracelet in the first place, let's go over some of the details about the bracelet. So it is in the sweet size, so it is itty bitty tiny. You can see on my wrist, it doesn't really stand out, but that's kind of why I love it. It is in the hammered rose gold, so it's a solid gold piece with these intricate little hammered detailing. It's got a really thin rose gold chain, and then of course, on the back, it just has that it's Van Cleef, it's gold, and then it has a little clasp. I had this bracelet resized down to a size 15. I think I could have gone down to a 14, but generally it's very comfortable on my wrist. There were two major reasons why I wanted to get this bracelet in particular. Number one, it was a really easy entry point into Van Cleef. Like I said, prior to this, I had nothing from Van Cleef, and because Matthew was asking me what I wanted as a gift, I didn't want to get anything too crazy, and so definitely the bracelets, especially from the Sweet Alhambra line, are some of the cheapest things that you can purchase, and specifically in the Alhambra line, like these are the cheapest, if not the cheapest thing that you can get from the Alhambra line. And number two, because this was a very sentimental gift in my opinion, like this is the first thing that Matthew was giving to me at the start of our relationship, I wanted something that I could wear every day. And I know that the other pieces that are popular are like the mother of pearl or the carnelian, and those two in itself have like different types of sensitivities and other things like that, but gold by far, like solid gold, is the most durable of anything that Van Cleef offers. And so that is why I opted to get the Sweet Alhambra bracelet. Number one, I love rose gold, so that's why I got it in rose gold. But number two, it is something that I wore constantly every day. These days, I have taken it off a couple times because I am wearing some different types of bracelets and other things like that, so I'll take it off and change occasionally, but typically like this is the only piece of jewelry that I will wear religiously every day and not take it off. Earrings I take off, rings I take off, necklaces I take off. I always take those off when I go to sleep or when I shower, but this is something that I've worn non-stop for 3 years. And because I've worn it so much and I've had it for so long, I can definitely speak to the quality and the durability of this piece. Like if you took this off my wrist, put it in a little box and presented it to me as new, like I would have no idea that it was not brand new. Because what's really good about the hammered pieces from Van Cleef is that you cannot really see scratches, you cannot really see any damage that's happening to the bracelet as you're doing general wear and tear. And so honestly, this piece looks like exactly the day I bought it. The only way that you can tell that this bracelet is not new and that it has been worn for quite some time is there is actually a slight color change with the rose gold from Van Cleef. And this is not specific to Van Cleef. Literally any rose gold piece, if you wear it for a long time, it will slightly change from a less pink color to like a little bit more of an orangey hue. I will show you the comparison of a brand new rose gold piece from Van Cleef and my bracelet. You'll be able to tell that it's slightly more orange, but honestly, I really love this color still. Like if you like yellow gold and rose gold, like this will be a perfect piece to add into your collection because it will be a perfect mix in between the two. This bracelet adds such a muted yet elegant point to any outfit, especially with this sweater I'm wearing, which again is from Goelia, who is today's sponsor. Goelia is an affordable luxury brand that focuses on producing classic, timeless pieces without sacrificing anything in terms of quality or ethical sustainability. On their website, you can browse so many different styles ranging from elegant to trendy, and they are definitely my one-stop shop for literally any outfit that I need in my life. Doesn't matter if it's a summer date, business professional, or like a fancy holiday party, they have everything that you could possibly need. And not only are they affordable, but their pieces are so tailored, so beautiful, and such high quality. The first piece I want to share with you is the one I'm wearing now. This is the sequins sheath mock neck sweater from Goelia. It is honestly made out of the softest, stretchiest material. It is so comfortable. It has a beautiful mock neck design, so it stops right here to just really accentuate this beautiful curvature from your neck to your shoulders. And again, the fit is like so perfect. All my size information will be down below, but like the sleeves are at the perfect length. The cut stops right at my hip bone, so it's like the perfect length where it's not too short and not too long. And of course, my favorite thing is that this sweater shimmers. It has beautiful sequins and glitters woven in all throughout. It is perfect for a little bit of a nice Halloween costume or for your next holiday party, like this is definitely going to be like my go-to sweater for the next 6 months. And of course, because the sleeve lengths are so perfect, it leaves just enough space for my sweet alhambra bracelet to peek out. I think it is so elegant and so fitting. The next piece that I added into my Van Cleef collection was also another very entry-level piece. It's something that is super classic across the brand, but I ended up picking up the Sweet Alhambra pendant in yellow gold and mother of pearl. I mean, everybody knows this necklace. This is like a quintessential Van Cleef necklace. Probably I would argue the vintage size is more classic than the sweet size, but again, I am someone who really likes to be dainty with their jewelry. I don't like to wear statement jewelry often, and so anything that's kind of small, something that I can wear daily, that's the piece that I'm going to gravitate towards. To talk a little bit about the specifics of the necklace, again, we have it in the itty bitty sweet size. It is in the mother of pearl with rose gold. Anything with these sweet pendants are not fixed to the chain, so you can see that the pendant has free range of motion, which honestly this does get a little bit annoying because oftentimes I will have to twist my bracelet around. But then there is just, again, the gold Van Cleef logo and the clasp. None of my necklaces have been adjusted in size. I just take whatever the store gives me, and I never feel like I want to lengthen it or shorten it ever. So the major reason why I wanted to get the Sweet Alhambra in the mother of pearl is because it was such a quintessential Van Cleef piece, and it is so classic. I absolutely love pearls. I think they're so delicate, so dainty, so feminine, but at the same time, they're still a very neutral piece because they're white. Like, white is forever going to be something neutral, and so while they really kind of bring the elegance and elevate an outfit, they're never going to be too much, and that's really why I love pearls. I chose the sweet size instead of the vintage because I wanted, again, a more daily piece, a more casual piece, something that I could wear easily with a pair of jeans or whatever. I know that the vintage size can also be done so like that, but generally I do feel like smaller pieces of jewelry are always forever going to be a little bit more casual, and so that's why I wanted to get this, because I wanted, again, something that I could wear very easily. I don't have to overthink it. And ever since getting this necklace, I've bought a lot more like pearl accessories, so a lot more pearl earrings. I got really big Baroque pearl earrings to match. I got other types of pearl earrings. I got pearl brooches, and I also got a lot more clothing items with pearls on it, which again, this is another beautiful piece from Goelia. This is their mohair blend women's cardigan. It is so soft. I know that some people think mohair is a little bit scratchy, but I can 100% assure you this, you cannot feel any kind of scratch. It is so soft. And again, I picked this one because I love the pearl detailing on it. I think this is going to be the most perfect cardigan to wear as the holidays start to approach, as the weather gets a little bit more chilly, and it matches so beautifully with all my pearl Van Cleef pieces. If you know me, you know that I love white. I love anything neutral, which is again why I love the white mother of pearl, but I got the perfect pair of pants to match with the pearl cardigan, which were these super cute white high-waisted denim jeans. These are the perfect pair of neutral jeans to always have on hand. A white pair of jeans will look good with literally any top, and so that's why I selected these. They are super comfortable. They're a little bit of a relaxed fit, and they have a little bit more of like a boxy structure at the end, but the special thing about these jeans, which I love in particular, is that they're kind of like a mix between jeans and jeggings, if I have to say, because they are so stretchy and so soft and so comfortable. If you guys have been following my TikTok especially, you guys know that I'm getting a little bit more into designer shoes as well, so I'm always on the lookout for a good pair of pants to match well with the shoes, because the bottom of the pants really matter when you're kind of pairing it with shoes. And so I had been on the hunt for a really good pair of white jeans for quite some time now, because I got a pair of denim Oasis recently, which looks so good with denim, of course, but I want it to be a little bit white so it doesn't get lost in like a regular denim jean. So again, I'm super happy that I got pretty much exactly what I was looking for through these pants, and it looks so beautiful paired with this light gray mohair sweater. And again, the Van Cleef just ties everything together. The next piece that I ended up adding to my Van Cleef collection is very similar to the Sweet Alhambra pendant that I just showed you, because it is the matching Sweet Alhambra earrings in yellow gold with the mother of pearl. Again, I think that the sweet size is just unrivaled in terms of daily wear. I had also tried on the vintage version of these, but generally I just felt like the vintage would be a little bit kind of burdensome to try and pair with what I normally wear every day, which is pretty casual, I would have to say. And I thought that having the complete set of the earrings and the necklace was just honestly so perfect. Wearing them together, it just really pulls the look together. It's definitely the perfect hint of luxury without being too much. I also just generally love the earring design from both Cartier and Van Cleef, since they both have the same parent company. They have this kind of push backing mechanism. You can see that there's like two little buttons they can press on the side, and you need to press on those buttons to be able to actually remove the backing. Without pressing those buttons, it's essentially stuck on this little divot that's located at the very back of the stud. And so that just keeps the earring super secure in place. So it's just like peace of mind because obviously these earrings were very expensive. They're about like twice the amount as the necklace, I think, since you get like 2 alhambras instead of 1. But just look how that pearl shines. It's so luminous, so cute, and so elegant. I generally have had no wear and tear on my pearls, but I am careful with them. I don't let them touch water. I don't ever shower with them. I don't really go into like weird places with them with extreme weather or anything like that. So I haven't noticed any like loss in luster or any dull spots on any of my pearls, and I do regularly check them. But that's definitely something you have to keep in mind when you're considering buying a mother of pearl piece. While they are beautiful and so pretty and so dainty, they also have like an equal amount of more upkeep and more maintenance and more general carefulness that you have to have when you're maintaining these pieces. So if you're someone who doesn't like to take the jewelry off, someone who actively goes in water, or someone who actively works out, mother of pearl unfortunately may not be the best choice for you, but again, that is why alternatives exist like the carnelian or the solid gold pieces. The next piece that I added to my Van Cleef collection is possibly my favorite piece, but it's kind of tied for another piece that I'll be sharing in just a bit, but it is the yellow gold vintage size alhambra with the guilloche cutting, and oh my gosh, is it radiant. Just look how the light shimmers on this piece. I instantly fell in love with guilloche the first time I ever saw it. It is just mesmerizing how the light bounces off the cutting of the guilloche, and it is definitely one of my most treasured pieces from Van Cleef. This is my very first vintage piece from Van Cleef, so unlike the sweet size, you can tell that the larger pendant is actually fixed onto the chain at the top, so there's no sliding, which I love because then you don't have to like adjust it, and of course the clasp and the chain and generally everything is the same. If I had to pick like a favorite type of jewelry, like if it's solid gold or if it's with diamonds or if there's a specific gem that I like, I would say no to all of those, and I have to say that my favorite style of jewelry is something that has guilloche in it because I absolutely love the cutting. Like I mentioned before with my sweet alhambra rose gold bracelet, I love pieces that are solid gold because they are just easy, right? There's not any gems that can fall out. There's not any like affinity to water that I have to be careful for. So I have a few guilloche pieces and I'm definitely always on the hunt for others. Like for example, my ring, a lot of people always ask me where my ring is from. This is just like a super subtle guilloche. I have a couple of white gold pieces that also have this kind of cutting detailing inside of it. But I love the fact that without gemstones, without anything like that, it is still so radiant. It will catch the eye 100% and you don't need to pay that price point for like a huge rock on your neck. So the primary reason why I ended up getting this necklace is that I thought that if I was going to go big, which like the vintage size is big for me, I should go with a bang. And so I definitely wanted to get something that was a little bit more statement, something that catches the eye, and something that was like worth the investment to me. So the only colors that are available at the moment for the vintage guilloche pendant, it is the yellow gold and the white gold. Definitely if they had the rose gold, I would have snatched it immediately, but they don't. So I ended up settling for the yellow gold, and right now yellow gold guilloche is like far more popular than the white gold at the moment. So I'm really glad that I got it when I did because I know that there is a long wait list at the moment for like anything yellow gold guilloche. And going back to what I just said about getting something that was worth it to me, it's referring to the fact that I think that guilloche is something that I consider to be a very technical skill. I think that this particular guilloche cutting that Van Cleef does is probably a lot more difficult to replicate than, for example, like the mother of pearl vintage alhambra or like putting a carnelian stone in somewhere. Like this is something that requires a very specialized machine, probably requires some practice. I don't exactly know what goes into it, but I see a lot less like fakes on the market for Van Cleef than I do for like mother of pearl or onyx or anything like that. Like those, unfortunately, like super unfortunately, there's a lot of fakes circulating the market, and that's why a lot of people say they're getting the ick from Van Cleef because like everybody has Van Cleef now because you can literally get it. But definitely the guilloche pieces from Van Cleef are made in a more limited number. They're a lot more difficult to replicate, and so this is something that's definitely worth it to me. Now, because the guilloche is a little bit more of a statement piece, I definitely bought it to be a little bit more noticeable. I like to wear it when I dress up a little bit more than my usual casual daily affair, and so I love to pair it with not only bags that have gold accessories, but also clothing that has gold accessories. So not only does it look beautiful again with this mock neck piece because the black just lets the gold shine so radiantly, I also pair it often with this lovely jacket from Goelia. This is their wool blend jacket. It matches again perfectly with the mock neck because it just pokes out from the opening of the jacket. It has these gorgeous gold button detailing, not only on the buttons here and the pockets, but also on the sleeves. And again, just like the mock neck sweater, it has this beautiful sequin detailing all throughout the jacket. It literally shines just like the night sky. And of course, I can't just have tops, I have to have something underneath. So I got the matching bottom shorts. These are also wool blend. They have the cute little back pockets as well as front pockets, and it just fits so comfortably, so beautifully, and again, the shine. Ugh, it just gets me every time. I think this is the perfect set as the fall approaches because the weather's getting a little bit colder, so you want to put on a jacket, but it's still not cold enough where you have to bundle everything, so keeping your legs cool, I think it's so perfect. And if you tie everything together, the beautiful jacket with gold detailing, my black Birkin with gold hardware, my gold Van Cleef guilloche necklace, like you cannot get a more perfect outfit than that. The next piece that I added to my Van Cleef collection is going back to my roots, which is a rose gold girly who's just a little bit low key, so I ended up purchasing the sweet alhambra pendant in the hammered rose gold. This again matches perfectly with my bracelet. So I again have a set. So I have like the necklace and earring set in the yellow gold mother of pearl, and now I have the necklace and bracelet set in the hammered rose gold. I got this just around my birthday of last year, and I got it again because number one, it was my birthday, and number two, I definitely wanted to get something that really just like felt me, which I think that this pendant definitely is. I wanted to get this piece because very similarly to my bracelet, I wanted a necklace that I could wear without any fuss, without thinking about it. If I forgot to take it off, like no big deal, because honestly, I wasn't actually wearing my sweet alhambra in the mother of pearl like as often as I thought I would. For example, if it was like too hot outside and I was gonna get sweaty, I didn't want to wear it. And so I wanted to get a necklace that, like, despite everything that would happen in the outside world, doesn't matter, I could wear this necklace. And again, with the rose gold, it's so neutral. I think it looks really good on my skin tone. And because it's solid gold, there is no fuss. This and my bracelet are definitely something that I feel very comfortable wearing into the workplace. So I work in a product development role. So I'm either like in the lab or working with machinery. And my work is definitely super casual. I wear very casual clothing, and so does everybody else. Like nobody's wearing anything designer, and so I don't want to stick out in that way. But definitely these pieces are still something that make me feel a little bit more put together and help me stay true to who I am. Next up is so far my biggest purchase from Van Cleef. This is my big girl purchase, and it is the rose gold 5 motif in the alternating carnelian and rose gold guilloche. I bought this as a birthday present to myself this year. And oh my gosh, is it stunning. Like I mentioned, when I bought my guilloche pendant, I fell in love with guilloche. I definitely want to get the white gold one as well, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. And so they released this one actually in 2023. And at the time I was like, oh, I don't know, because I was really hoping they would release a completely all rose gold guilloche, like in the pendant and in the 5 motif as well, because they have that available for yellow gold and white gold for guilloche, but I don't really know if they will. And so I ended up just choosing this one to kind of hold its place right now. And honestly, I really love it. Like I love the shade of carnelian. It's beautiful kind of like deep red color, and then with the rose gold pinkiness, it just is the most perfect 5 motif ever. Actually, earlier this year, I bought my first carnelian piece, but it was a gift from my mother. I bought her a carnelian pendant, and that was the first time I actually really like seriously looked at carnelian. And then after that, I started to really actually like it. And a couple of my friends also have like the carnelian sweet bracelet and the pendant as well. And so I started to really kind of appreciate it more for what it was. And so I started to again consider whether or not I wanted this 5 motif, because I had, if you had watched my previous videos, a long kind of dilemma of which 5 motif I ultimately wanted to get. But I decided, since I have so much rose gold jewelry and because I love rose gold so much and I love guilloche, I thought that this was a great piece to add. And honestly, back then the price point wasn't like as egregious as a completely all full guilloche, and so that's ultimately why I decided to get this. Here's a comparison of the rose gold and yellow gold guilloche side by side. You can definitely tell that the rose gold from Van Cleef has a pinkish hue, which I think is so lovely and pretty. Here she is on. So radiant. I actually recently got this piece cleaned at the boutique, and the one thing that I do want to point out about like the only really wear and tear you'll be able to see on these pieces, specifically guilloche pieces, is that in between the little crevices of the guilloche, it can get quite dirty. So like if you sweat or if like dirt gets into it, it can get like, you can definitely tell that there's like some kind of like residual something on top of the guilloche. So definitely I would recommend cleaning it pretty often. You can either take it to your boutique and they'll clean it for you, like they'll steam clean it, and it comes out like beautiful. Like this is like brand new. It looks spanking new. You cannot tell that it ever had any kind of dirt or grime on it. And so the steam cleaning process went really well. But also at home, I have like one of those sonicator machines where it kind of like really shakes out the dirt. And so whenever I put my pieces in there, of course, you have to make sure that the piece that you're putting in there is either like mainly gold, or the stones that are going into the water are okay with being in water, which carnelian is one of them. So just be careful about that. But definitely the sonicator that I have at home works pretty well as well. But if you want to deep clean, like they do it for free at Van Cleef, so anytime you go visit your SA, I would just bring any pieces that you want cleaned on the side, and then you'll have pieces that look as good as new. In terms of the carnelian, maybe you can see a little bit. Try to get the light to shine on it a little bit. But the only thing is that carnelian, or like generally I feel like any of the stones that are like a little bit dark, you can see that your fingerprints will get pretty smudgy on the stone. And once again, like the steam cleaning will get rid of all of that. But if you're bothered by that, you know, it's not really something you can avoid at all, because generally just like any kind of contact with the skin oils will cause this kind of like patterning of like fingerprintness on the top of the stone. But you can either wipe it down with a cloth, or again, take it into Van Cleef. They'll take care of everything for you. And then the last and most recent piece that I've added to my Van Cleef collection is, of course, my white gold alhambra pendant with the chalcedony stone. And this is, of course, my only white gold piece from Van Cleef so far, but it has got me hooked on white gold, and oh my gosh, has it got me hooked on chalcedony. Okay, I put my chalcedony on, and then I changed it to something to really highlight like the cool tone effect that chalcedony gives. This was like my go-to pendant for the summer because chalcedony is so refreshing. It's just like this beautiful light blue, slightly see-through stone. It's really unique to every individual stone, and so anytime I wore it, I wanted to wear something like easy breezy, beautiful, just like this blouse here from Goelia is. But not only is the white gold blue combination perfect for the summertime, I think it's going to perfectly transition into wintertime. I only recently got it, so I've only worn it in the summer, but definitely for the winter time, I'm planning to wear this with like a chunky parka or a really fluffy cardigan. Just like this faux mink sweater, also from Goelia, I think that the white gold pairs perfectly with these silver sequin and pearl detailing all along the opening of the cardigan. Also has the same detailing on the pockets here. And what's really special about this cardigan is that it has a really cool hidden button detailing. So as you can see, the pearl and sequin detailing go all the way down the middle, but it's completely closed, so I can't open it obviously. And that's because it features these buttons here, which are not really buttons, they're more like kind of like links that you just link through this hook right here. And now it's super secure, so you can keep yourself bundled extra warm as the fall approaches, and it is so luxuriously soft. I wanted to pair it again with this silk top from Goelia. The silk top has this really cute ruffled detailing at the collar and a little tie if you wanted to do a cute little bow. I think it's really cool and super chic to keep it open like this. And then it also has buttons all the way down here. But then when you pair it with the jacket, the ruffle peeks up just a little bit, and the V-neck is maintained so that you can keep any pendant that you wear, in my case the chalcedony, open for display and perfectly open to receive compliments. Both of these pieces, as well as all the other pieces that I've shown you, are so lovely, and if you use my code 10SOMI at checkout, you can get $10 off your purchase, or you can use 20SOMI if you want $20 off your purchase of $169 or more. I highly recommend you go check out Goelia. Their pieces are not only beautiful, but they're also really high quality and very long lasting, so if you want a beautiful new addition to your wardrobe, please go check out Goelia. All the links and details will be down in the description below. Now, back to why I wanted to get chalcedony in particular. Chalcedony is a stone that I had been thinking about for a very long time prior to purchasing this necklace. I love the fact that it is blue. Like, blue is my favorite color, particularly light blues. I love light blues, so chalcedony was like the perfect fit in that sense. Additionally, I was looking for some new white gold jewelry to add to my collection because I recently got engaged, so I've slowly started to add more white gold into my collection and kind of wear a little bit of less rose gold just because I do want to have jewelry that's a little bit more coherent with my engagement ring. And in general, I wanted a stone that was just like a little bit more unique. Generally, chalcedony is a stone that's less seen than the other more popular ones like carnelian or mother of pearl, though these days I have seen every it girly wear chalcedony. Like every single popular YouTuber, female YouTuber, Korean YouTuber I've seen has chalcedony, so I don't know what it is, but it's definitely becoming a really popular stone these days, and also subsequently that makes it a very difficult stone to obtain these days. So not only does Van Cleef not make chalcedony as much as the other stones, generally it's hard to just like chance upon it in the boutique, so a lot of the times you have to pre-order it and then you just have to wait a couple months or so for the piece to come in. The problem with that for me in particular is that I'm very picky about the stones that I choose, especially if they have like striations or especially if they have variations between them. So because obviously these are a lot of money. I want to get like the perfect stone for me. So in my case, chalcedony has like these really pretty like dark grayish striations that run across the stone. That is different for each alhambra stone that is produced. However, that means that there can be some stones that are maybe too dark, or they have striations that aren't very straight, or they have striations that cover like most of the stone and it's like more gray than blue. And so because of all of these like factors, I didn't want to pre-order chalcedony, and I still kind of stand by that. I don't want to pre-order it just in the case, you know, you put the entire deposit down, you wait like 2-3 months, I don't know, for like a 5 motif to come in, and then when it comes in, there's no guarantee that you're going to like all the stones in it. So for people who are picky, I would say chalcedony may not be the one for you. But in terms of this pendant, if you haven't seen my unboxing, please go check it out. But I just went into the store to go pick something else up, and it just happened that the stone had received one shipment of this pendant in the morning right before I came. They put it on display, and then as soon as they put it on display, I snatched it up and I said, nope, that's coming home with me. So I was very lucky in the fact that I really loved this particular stone. The striations are straight. It's a perfect mixture of the light blue to like the darkness of the striations. And so I could not be happier. And it was a perfect way to kind of like kickstart my white gold jewelry collection, because subsequently then I got some white gold earrings and like I got a tennis bracelet and all this other stuff. So slowly the white gold collection is coming together. But I definitely bought this piece to serve as kind of like a home base for my white gold jewelry, because this is something that I love wearing. Chalcedony is also a pretty durable stone, so I wear it all the time. I wore it while I was sweating my ass off in Japan. Like, it was all good, and I always get so many compliments on this. And that does it for my entire Van Cleef jewelry collection. It's not like a huge collection, I know. I'm just still getting started on it. Still young, so I have plenty of time to keep growing on it. So let's talk about what's next on my wish list. So I think number one actually is probably getting a white gold 5 motif in the guilloche. So my friend has one and I love hers. I always see so shiny and brilliant and beautiful. I had been holding off to get a white gold 5 motif for a while because I wanted to try a couple on with my engagement ring, but if you guys have been watching my TikTok, you know that there's a little bit of a fiasco going on with my engagement ring that I'm going to be sharing on my YouTube pretty soon, like the whole story in a bit more detail. But yeah, I haven't had my engagement ring for quite some time now, and so I haven't been able to go into the Van Cleef boutique and try on different 5 motifs to see which one looks best with my engagement ring, because it's very diamondy and blingy, so I want to get something that's like not going to overpower it and not be like too much altogether. And so yeah, I'm still on the fence. The other alternatives were like the 5 motif in the chalcedony or the 5 motif in the white mother of pearl. I'll try to see which ones I can get my hands on to try all together and then make the final decision. But yes, definitely number one on my list is a 5 motif in white gold. Very closely, maybe even tied at number 2, is the 2024 holiday pendant. Now, I can't say for sure that I'm gonna get it because I don't know what it is, but I'm very much hoping that it's going to be something I like, and I'm very much hoping actually that it's going to be in white gold, because last year it was in rose gold. So hopefully it's probably not going to be rose gold, and that means it's going to be yellow gold or white gold. But then they just released the yellow gold agate collection, so I'm like, oh, maybe they're done with the yellow gold, and hopefully we'll get into white gold. So there were a lot of predictions, as you saw on Diamonds in Dubai. If you haven't followed their Instagram, I would highly recommend doing so. They have so much beautiful eye candy, and every year they do this fun thing where they try and predict what the holiday pendant for Van Cleef will be. So they release a ton. A lot of them are probably very unrealistic. Some of them I've never heard about. Some of them maybe are a little bit more realistic. And they also included something that has been like going about as a rumor. So let's talk about the rumored holiday pendant first, which I don't even know who started the rumor, honestly. Someone just like kind of crudely photoshopped this together, but essentially it's a rose gold guilloche in the middle, of course with a diamond, because that's the hallmark of a holiday pendant, and then the actual like bezel around the rose gold guilloche and the chain is in white gold. So I was like, huh. So after I saw that, I was very A, confused, B, getting out of the way, I kind of hate it. Like, I don't think I would actually buy that, because I don't think that the two-tone of that nature looks very good. And so people were speculating it could be that, because number one, Van Cleef has been posting a lot of guilloche pieces on their Instagram feed. So like, oh, they're kind of promoting, or maybe they're hinting at the fact that the holiday pendant might be another guilloche. And so there has already been a white gold guilloche in 2020, I believe, that had the diamond in the center. I think there was also a yellow gold version. There's never been like a solid rose gold guilloche pendant in general though. So honestly, if there's anything, I think it could just be like a solid rose gold pendant. And then the reason that they were speculating it could be two-toned is the fact that they've released a couple of two-tone pieces this year already. So they released like a frivole ring, I believe, that was two-tone. And so they were like, oh, they're hinting that the rose gold, white gold combination is going to continue to be on the holiday pendant. But honestly, I don't think it's going to be that. And I don't think it's going to be any of the ones that Diamonds in Dubai has speculated either. Like, I don't think it's going to be the Dalmatian. It's super ugly. And I think like the black mother of pearl that they also guessed is just way too close to the silver obsidian that was done last year. And then the other ones they predicted are so pretty, but guys, they're too pretty. They're too pretty to be the holiday pendant. Like, no offense to Van Cleef, but I think that they're just like way too nice for prediction. Honestly, if I personally had to guess, I would actually guess that it could be a white gold in Petrosite, because last year Petrosite was available for the VIP clients and they were supposed to come available to the public generally, but then it never did. And so I was like, oh, maybe they will do it, because I know that Petrosite is like still every once in a while it will come into the boutique and it will be offered to someone, but not into the extent that like most people can buy it. So I was like, oh, maybe we'll do Petrosite, but I don't know. Honestly, it's totally up in the air. I am just really, really hoping that it's in white gold, because again, I want to add more white gold pieces to my collection. And I would really hope actually if it was a dark color, because I do kind of want like a dark color pendant since I do have already the chalcedony, which is very light. If it was like too much of a bright color, I probably wouldn't get it. So again, I'm very much of a neutral person. So in lieu of like not getting silver obsidian last year and in lieu of like not really liking onyx, I would love to get like a dark colored necklace, and it would be very special if it was able to be the holiday pendant since it is a bit more of a limited piece. Other than those two pieces, there's not really anything I'm like fiending for at Van Cleef. Generally, I think it's best to just like focus on one thing. Like if I have too many things that I want, I get a little bit overwhelmed, and so I'm trying to just have like one or two things from each brand that I love that I'm like kind of keeping my eyes out for, and then once I end up being able to get that piece, then I can think about what's next. But if you think too far in the future, I think that you'll kind of forget what's most important or like what you want the most. And so what I want most is a femme motif or another white gold pendant from Van Cleef. Well, that brings us to a wrap on today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed exploring all of my Van Cleef collection with me today. If you have any questions or comments about anything you saw in the video, please just leave them down below. I'll answer all of them. And of course, please don't forget to check out Goelia. Again, you can use my discount code 10SOMI or 20SOMI for either $10 or $20 off your purchase. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll definitely see you in the next one. Bye guys!